To satisfy your hunger for independent horror, check out Wild Eye Releasing. The link will be in the description. Hey, what is going on, my friends? Joe again from Grindhouse Grotto, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing another IFC Midnight release, and that is 68 Kill. A very, very underrated action, dark humor, just really gritty Grindhouse feel of a film. This film, guys, I'm telling you what, I love me a good Grindhouse, cult type movie, and this movie does not disappoint, okay? Do not let the IFC Midnight title, persuade you from not picking up this film. This film is absolutely phenomenal, guys. I was completely blown away by how good this movie is, okay? So, I'm going to talk about the actual release that I have, and I'm going to go in-depth into the movie and why I feel this movie is really good. So, 68 Kill came out in 2016, and the IFC Midnight line picked up the rights. They released the actual movie in 2017, so it's been out for a couple years now. I picked this up earlier in the year, and guys, I am blown away by this movie. It is so freaking good. It feels kind of similar to Pulp Fiction, if you've seen that movie, or Natural Born Killers. Two really good films, but it has that Quentin Tarantino Grindhouse feel to it. Just a phenomenal film. So, as far as the actual release goes, I own the DVD release. So that is the cover art there. Really cool cover art. Kind of just looking at it kind of lets you know what you're getting into. Just a very graphic, untamed is a good word I would use for this movie. It's just, yeah, this movie is rated R, but there's so much stuff in here that's just pushes the envelope as far as what they're able to get away with in this movie, and which I'll get into. But yeah, it's pretty cool cover art there. Pop it open. The reversible art has got this really cool throwback 80s style cover art there. Really cool. And the disc itself has got its own cover art there. Pretty cool stuff. Now, with all of the IFC Midnight releases, they're pretty much all bare bones releases. So this particular release has no special features on it, so you're basically just paying for the actual movie itself. But I wouldn't let that discourage you from picking up this movie, because I picked this up for $10 at my local Walmart, and I am so glad that I found this movie. It is so freaking good, okay? Alright, let's talk about the actual movie and why I highly recommend this movie. I am a huge fan of independent movies. Independent horror, independent action, it doesn't matter what it is, I love independent movies. And so I had heard nothing but good things about 68 Kill. So I saw it at my local Walmart, $10. I was like, I'll give it a try. It's worth it, $10. Can't beat it. It was a blind buy. And I popped it in, and holy shit, this movie is so freaking good. It stars this guy named Chip, and he is probably one of the dumbest guys you'll ever meet in the world. He's completely love-struck over his girlfriend, who's very attractive. She's got this wild streak to her. So she's very unchained. You just don't know what she's going to do at any given time. And he will do absolutely anything for her because he's completely lost-struck, and he's a wimp, okay? He's very dependent on her, okay, for everything. Now, Chip is a plumber. So between the two of them, and I believe in the film she's a stripper. It's never really been talked about, but she always talks about how she's got to go out and do her, I don't even remember what they say, but she's got to go out and do her errands. And so whether she's a prostitute, a stripper, we don't really know, but she's always coming back with bag loads full of money. And that's kind of how they pay their bills. They're basically just living paycheck to paycheck. And the girlfriend is kind of sick of living this lifestyle. So she comes back to the apartment and devises this plan with him that they are going to go rob the landlord, who's filthy rich. And she's basically the town slut. She's been sleeping with everybody in town, and he is completely oblivious to her being a slut. And so yeah, she devises the plan to go to the house and rob the landlord. She's going to go in the room with the landlord and, you know, have sex with him. And then he's going to come in while that's going on and basically rob the vault of all the money they have. And they're going to ride off to the sunset with all this money, and they're going to start their new life together. Well, while they go to the landlord's house, there's actual people that are on their way there as well. So it's like a robbery that's gone wrong. They end up killing the people that show up. They end up killing the landlord and riding off with all the money. And that's where the story kind of gets crazy. Because the boyfriend is completely, you know, he doesn't want any part of this. He's very much a sissy. She's the one wearing the pants in this relationship. This guy, you know, he's very gullible, will do absolutely anything anybody tells him to do. But he gets scared when they kill these people, and he doesn't know what to do, and he panics. So he decides he doesn't want any part of it. They go to this gas station together, and he dishes her at the gas station. And he ends up taking the money with him. Now, this whole story basically plays out with him running into these different female characters who also kind of have a wild streak to them as well, similar to the first girl. These girls, all these girls in this movie all have their own little, like, weird things about them. One girl is very, like, she's very intelligent, she's very, very attractive, and he kind of starts getting feelings for her very quickly. But she's very sneaky. So she's even sneakier than the first girl. And she's got her own little plan because she finds out about the money and she's kind of like leading him on, thinking they're going to have a relationship together. But she's devising her own plan to get the money. So every single girl he comes in contact with wants the money, but they got to find some creative way to get rid of him or to knock him off. And he finds himself in these bad situations throughout the movie where he's doing all kinds of crazy things that are, you know, completely against the law. There's all kinds of drug use going on. There's just a lot of nudity, a lot of violence, shootouts going on in this movie. I mean, you name it, this movie's got it going on. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, the first girlfriend, who's kind of the lead girl, if you want to call her that, she's kind of chasing Chip throughout the movie. She's trying to find him because he's got the money, and she's like, well, I put in all this work, I deserve to have the money. So she's kind of like, it's a cat and mouse game between him and her, and she's trying to find him throughout the movie. And that's pretty much really all I want to say about the movie. It's just a cat and mouse game between the girlfriend and the boyfriend, and all these other female characters come into play. And then the end of the movie is kind of a culmination of all the different little characters that he's met along the way. They all kind of converge at the end of the movie. And the end of this movie is freaking so gory, so over the top, ridiculous. It's like an acid trip dream. That's all I can say. It's if you think that you were hallucinating, this would be a dream that you would be having if you're hallucinating. That's the way I can describe the end of this movie. It's just so crazy. Really fun movie, guys. It's not for everybody, but I find this movie to be highly entertaining. I love these fast-paced, dark. It's got a lot of dark humor in it. So if that's your thing, then you'll enjoy this movie. But yeah, it's a really fast-paced, over-the-top action, just a really fun movie, a good movie to sit down on a Friday night. If you're sensitive to violent movies or movies with a lot of bad language and drug use and that kind of thing, then I would say probably stay away from this movie. But if you're open-minded and you're like me and you really don't have a soft side to anything, then by all means, go ahead and check this movie out. It's phenomenal. I would highly recommend it. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on 68 Kill. Absolutely badass movie. It's a must-see. I highly recommend it. You probably can't find this in Walmart or Target anymore. So if you want it, then I would say the first thing to do is check it out on Amazon Prime, see if you like the movie. And then if you do, me personally, I don't see this film worth going out and picking up the Blu-ray, because the IFC releases don't have too many features on them. So to me personally, I just go ahead and pick up the DVD release, because all of them are pretty much $10, and a lot of them are really good, and I find it to be worth the $10 for a lot of these films. So I would recommend the DVD release. But anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on the film. Those are my thoughts on the actual release. Hope you all enjoy this review. Drop me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts on this movie are. Are you going to go check it out? Have you seen this movie before? And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe for future content. All support is greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys, take it easy.